our first official meeting of the new year. So I'd like to welcome everyone back. You all got a lot done at the last meeting, so would like to go ahead and, now that we are open, vote on an approval of the minutes that were dated December 20, 2022. Does anyone have any comments, omissions, corrections to the minutes from December 20th?
A quick note about the next meeting dates. I think it says there in January 2022. So,
Excellent. Thank you for that. And we're going to actually talk about that as well. All right. With that amendment, do we have anyone that would like to make a motion?
I'll move to approve the minutes of December 20th, 2022 as amended.
Okay, great. Second?
second.
Okay, super.
All right. Shall we do the roll call?
Yes, please. Thank you, Andrew.
No problem. Kyle,
Kyle Maxwell, aye.
Chase,
Chase Kirby, aye.
Brian,
Brian Crowley, aye.
Sarah,
Sarah Seward, aye.
and myself, I. It is unanimous.
Awesome. What I'd like to do is to take the liberty to go and open the 7:30 public meeting, request for determination of applicability, 70 Mill Road, construction of an addition, no DEP number, and then we will come back to the administrative discussions. Anyone here to speak to 70 Mill Road?
That would be me.
Hi there.
Hi, my name is Kristen Farr with Hancock Associates. I'm representing the applicant Mark Harulas of Hollywood Interiors. The owners are Sean and Sarah Moquin. This is an RDA for, as you said, an addition to a single-family house within the 100-foot buffer zone. The wetland was delineated in August of this year. I think there's 8 flags along the edge of Mill Pond. So this is a 24 by 18 addition that will replace a current addition or a current portion of the house to be removed along with a deck and some stairs. And it is on the very fringe of the 100-foot buffer zone. It encroaches 7-8 feet into the buffer zone. So there's 93.7 feet between the end of the work and the wetland.
Do you happen to, I don't want to interrupt you, but do you happen to have any slides you'd like to share with us, or your plan?
Sorry, I wasn't prepared to do that. I thought usually the agent might have.
Okay, do you have any photographs that you'd like to share?
Not on me, no.
Okay.
Actually, that's why I had to log out, because I went to get them just in case. So if
Thank
you
you,
hang on
Amy.
a second, I think I might be able to get them.
Amy, if you could, that would be great, but please carry on with your narrative.
Okay. So the new addition will be supported by lally columns and concrete posts. And there's architectural drawings included in the submittal, so you can get a better visual of what it would look like. I felt they were really helpful in, picturing it on my end. So I made sure that they were something that you had as well. So we're looking for a negative determination of applicability. I mean, it's not anything that's going to, in my opinion, harm the wetland in any way. It's kind of replacing what's there and making it a little bit bigger.
Is the area vegetated presently?
I think it's manicured lawn.
Are there any trees that are going to get removed?
Not that I know of. Let me double check the plan.
Have you been out on site?
I have not. Dave Powell is the one that did the delineation. I don't see any trees on here. Survey would have noted any that were significant.
Looking at the aerial view of that area, there's a pretty significant tree behind the house near the end of the driveway, but not quite where I can't see the addition here. I'm trying to.
Yeah,
I guess it would be behind the concrete and brick patio. So you can't see.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. I did look at the aerials myself as well. I looked on, Math Mapper for any natural heritage areas and things like that. I would venture to guess that that tree is not going to be touched in any way or wouldn't need to be removed. So you think it's at the end of the driveway, or?
It looks like it's where the concrete, the patio and the driveway meet. It kind of sort of looks like on the aerial to me.
It wasn't mentioned as something to note from Dave or the surveyor.
Amy, have you gone out and looked at the flags, or has anyone looked at the flags?
I looked at it a while back, and
Okay.
it was a very clear-cut delineation. So, Kyle, is there any chance you can tell if that tree is inside or outside of the fence that runs along here?
Looks like it would be inside the fence.
Is this the one? These aren't the ones that are shown in the.
This could be old. I don't even see. I can't even see a fence in the.
Yeah, you might not
There's
be
a
able to.
chain link fence around a portion of the backyard. And there's 3 trees, which Amy's cursor is hanging over right now.
Yeah, this is much closer. Yeah, I can't see the patio in the aerial view. That's how close it is to the house. So again, it looks like it's away from the addition that you have shown here, but I think it'd be something that would probably warrant protection if they're going to be accessing the site from the driveway. I guess that was going to be my main question: is where they're going to be accessing the site from. Hopefully, I guess maybe the right side.
We didn't discuss that, so I'm not certain.
I see that you mentioned 7 to 8 feet into the buffer, but the actual limit of work, I imagine, is going to be a little bit more substantial than that. I mean,
Temporarily,
it's going to be the edge of the building.
Temporarily, yes. But this doesn't have a full foundation. It's just on columns. So there wouldn't be like a big dig hole.
Right.
The contractor, the applicant, may join the call at some point, but I was kind of hoping he'd be on here to answer questions like that. But
So as you can see, we do have a couple questions.
Okay.
So, and certainly the erosion control, if we're working right on the line, we would need to make sure where the erosion control, if it's going to bump out or not. And then Kyle's question, certainly in terms of access, and then to reiterate that can't stockpile any material in the resource area.
well, can you stockpile in the buffer zone?
Buffer zone's a resource area under the bylaw.
Okay.
So you'd have to have accommodations for that outside of that area.
Okay. So erosion control access stockpile not in the buffer zone, and the tree question.
Mhm.
Okay.
Commissioners, would someone like to go and look at this? Or would you like to set up a site walk? What would you like to do?
I think a site walk would be very helpful.
Okay. Would you like anything staked out for that addition?
Amy, did you, was there a mention of the square footage that this is adding to the house? Is it as far as, impervial, the roof and stormwater calcs? I imagine it's not that large, but I really couldn't see what was going on the plan, not having it in front of me. So.
I don't have it. Kristen, do you have that? How many square feet?
The square footage of the addition, the new addition, would be 432 square feet, but we're kind of replacing what's there. So I would say it's probably about half that is existing now.
Okay.
So maybe another 216, 220 feet, something like that, square feet.
And can you just let us know again? So the existing is not on a slab foundation. That too is on piers?
I'm not sure what that's on actually.
I'm curious if it is a slab, if it's getting removed.
Would it be filled in and all that? Okay.
Commissioners, when would we like to set up a site walk? Today's Tuesday. Would you like for the addition to be staked out first or just to be walked off?
If they could stake that out, that'd be very helpful.
Okay.
And in terms of a day, would this Friday afternoon after like 1 o'clock or 12:30 work for anybody?
I could do 12:30.
I could do 12:30 on Friday also.
You guys can make that work as well.
I can't do it till either before 11 or after probably 2:30, but you all that's great if 3 of you can go out and go. Parking, I assume, is just right on the road there for Mill Road and Andrew. So Friday at 12 or what time?
12:30. Does that work for most?
Great. So Brian, you can go, and Carl.
Yeah, I can make it as well.
Oh, great. Okay. Yeah, that sounds great. If you guys can all.
The 6th?
Correct.
Okay.
So if either you or Dave could be there, and obviously it'd be great if the owner could be there or whoever's going to build it would be great.
Okay.
And then Amy, we would just continue this to the next meeting, which is January 17th with your permission as an applicant
Yes,
engineer.
please.
Okay, great. Thank you for joining us. We'll everyone will see you on Friday.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, what I'd like to do is to go back to administrative discussions. First is 100 Great Road enforcement order. Amy, do we have an update for that?
Yes, he said he will be putting in the boulders.
Okay.
So we'll keep an eye out for that happening.
Okay, excellent. So in review of the minutes and discussion from the last meeting, I wanted to make sure we weren't losing sight of some other discussion items to add, not for tonight, but to add to the next agenda on the 17th. And one of those is the Wellington Circle, the donation of that land. So I'd like to put that back in. There's one about beach nourishment that I think we should have a discussion on and hopefully come up with some guidelines on that as well. You all had mentioned to do a comparative analysis of what fees and some of the other towns are doing to see if we need to raise them or if we're still good with status quo. If I'm not sure if Amy, if you or someone have a chance to kind of look at that before the next meeting.
Yeah, I gave Tim the list of the towns we looked at last time, and he's gonna see if there's been any changes.
Okay, excellent. And if you want to put on the discussion about the dock registration, chapter 91, DEP is also willing to come in at some point and have a discussion on that too. If we'd like to do that, separate DEPs, but they would be helpful to walk us through if that's something we want to talk about as well. And then I would like to also, if we can, just look at the discussion of the next meetings, because we recognize with many of our members having kids, if we look at our calendars, we've got school vacation week, which is that week of the 20th. And if we'd like to try and make changes to the schedule or kind of stay the course, but I would like to try and discuss that now because we do need to set the agenda. So we're presently on for January 17th, and then it was supposed to be 7 and 21. But we would need to know how many people can be at the 21st meeting, or if we'd like to go 17, 31, 14. But I defer to you all on that one.
Could we go 3114? Wouldn't we have to go 3114, 28? Don't we have to have 2 meetings in a month?
We don't
Am
have
I
2
making
meetings
that
in a month, but they had to be within 21 days.
Oh, I see.
So basically it would, well, it depends if you can get a quorum on, what was it, January 17th? No,
No, so it would be
February
February the 20, the date that's in question is February 21, which is smack in the middle of school vacation week.
It's not a known problem for me right now. That doesn't mean it won't become one, but
Right.
My kids will be away. It won't be a problem for me. I'll be stuck home working while they're skiing in Quebec.
Anyone else?
I would be in favor of moving that February 21st meeting.
Okay. Carl, any thoughts? Is he still with us? If you are, you're muted.
Sorry. I'm good anyway.
Okay. Andrew?
Any date that the board picks works for me.
So Amy, if we were to go February, wait a minute, let's see here.
we do January 3, 17, and 31. And then Happy Valentine's Day, February 14th.
Wait a minute, you said 3, so January 3rd, then the 17th, and then what?
The 31st.
Yep.
And then only February 14th, and then back to March 7th. Which would get us back on the first and third Tuesday.
not that I have big Valentine's Day plans, but for the sake of our applicants, we might be wise to avoid Valentine's Day.
I don't know. The meeting might be shorter.
Well, could be true.
It does not work that way. As any current or previous consultant will tell you.
Yeah, I don't think the 14th really matters. I would be more concerned with school vacation because you're going to have probably more engineers and such that may not be able to make the 14th.
So we
Wait. So
make the 21st.
what are you saying about
Sorry.
engineers and school vacations there? I need some clarification.
No, I'm talking about school vacation. So, whatever you all want to do, we just need to come up with a schedule. We can meet 3 times in January and once in February, or 2.
It sounds like I may be the only one who potentially can't make the 21st. So if you all want to just keep the 21st, that's fine with me.
Amy?
Oh, my kids don't even live in the state. I don't care.
All right, so we will be on for January 17th, February 7th, February 21, March 7th, and March 21.
Yep.
Okay. Does anyone else have anything that they'd like to add to other updates or administrative actions for tonight's discussions or anything for posting for the next meeting?
Yeah, I had a quick question about one of the properties. I don't know the address. It's the old Parley Lumber. They came in trying to redevelop it into, homes or apartments or whatnot, and eventually decided not to do that, but still, I think they opened an order of conditions, right? And did something like replace the water line or did.
Yeah, they have an order. Yeah, I think it might have been some utility that they did.
Okay. Well, there is
I believe it is being sold again.
That's where I was going. There's a massive for sale sign there, and then on King Street. So I imagine it's not our responsibility to keep tabs on that, but just something.
No, but I know at least one potential buyer talked to Maren over at planning board, and she's laid out all of the constraints on the site.
Okay.
And told them to call me if they wanted more information, but the property isn't quite as easy as it might look.
Yeah, I think the last consultant proved that.
Yep. All right. Anyone have anything else they'd like to add for the next meeting? Okay. All righty. It is 7:51. Do we have anyone that would like to make a motion to close the meeting?
So moved.
Move to adjourn.
Okay, second?
Second.
All right, roll call vote. Kyle,
Kyle Maxfield, aye.
Chase, Carl,
Tom Alberg, aye.
Brian,
Brian Crowley, aye.
Sarah,
Sarah Seward, aye.
and myself, I. It's unanimous.
All right, thank
All right.
you.